Hi, it's Kim. I was in the mood to make a stir fry today, as I am many days. It's kind of one of my go-to meals because it's so easy. Thank you, Rooster. This is a meal that, besides being simple to make and quick, is also nutritious and delicious. Plus, you can almost always make it year-round. The ingredients I'm gathering today, most of them are available 12 months of the year, some in lesser amounts, and one because you can freeze it. But why am I talking about it? Let's just go and harvest these ingredients, and then at the end, I'll show you how I make that quick, yummy stir-fry.
First stop is the garlic chives. And as you can see, I've got some there behind the blue salvia that's gone to seed, but that's all right, it just spreads more. It doesn't change the taste of your garlic chives. And I've got some up here. This is in a bed right outside my kitchen, so very convenient. Garlic chives not only smell wonderful, but they add a delicious garlic flavor to whatever you're cooking without having to use garlic. Now, you might say, why not just use garlic? Well, it has a slightly milder flavor. And for me, regular garlic does bother my stomach. This, however, chives does not. So I first got hooked on garlic chives when I lived in China, in the Henan province in Zhengzhou. And we used it in our jiaozi and baozi. And, well, when I came back, I just started growing it myself so that I could use it in my cooking. And stir fry is one of my favorite ways to use it. So I'm going to cut some now. So I'm just taking a bunch of it and cutting it. And you can do this with scissors or with small pruning shears, whatever works for you. Very easy to cut. And depending on what you're using the garlic chives for, a main ingredient or a accent piece in another dish, well, that will determine how much of the chives that you cut. Now, they freeze really well, so if you cut too many, it's not a big deal. Now, the star ingredient in your stir fry, or at least in my stir fry, is definitely my purple tree kale. Now, of course, you can use any kind of kale you have, and you can use other greens, but I find that kale really stands up in a stir fry and just becomes, the highlight of the dish. And purple tree kale, well, it is definitely the most delicious kale I've ever tasted. So I grow it now year round, and it's good all year, but it is the best, the sweetest in the cooler months. So as the weather has cooled down a bit in the last few weeks, the kale has taken off. This is a shorter purple tree kale. I've got it growing here out of a cutting I took, and it has grown sideways and down, way down there, and then shot out and come upwards. And that's what your cuttings will do. And that is fine. It gives me basically hip height purple tree kale to cut instead of, 6-foot purple tree kale. But also all of these shoots coming straight up, here we see a whole bunch of them. They make perfect cuttings that you can plant in a container or in the ground anywhere you want to grow them in tree form. So basically this one little cutting has produced potentially another 20 or 30 purple tree kales. I find that both fascinating and wonderful, especially given the taste and nutrition that purple tree kale provides. So I'm going to harvest some now. Now, you definitely can use pruners or scissors to cut your purple tree kale. However, each of the leaves easily pull off by bending them backwards against the main stem. So, in just a few moments, I'll have all the purple tree kale I need. That looks like a good amount. Chives are buried under there, but they're fine. Time to get some peppers. Maybe these. I think I'll take a few of these orange ones. I'm not going to take any of these tiny little purple ones off of my gorgeous jigsaw pepper plant, though. Because, I don't know, it seems kind of pointless to me. I mean, I guess I could and just throw them in whole. But the whole point of the jigsaw is those gorgeous variegated leaves. Yeah. Anyway, back on track here. I definitely want to grab some of these Cubanelle peppers. They are such a dependable pepper and really nice in stir fry. Now, you never want to pull peppers from the plant because
very likely you will damage the plant. Really, you want to use either scissors or pruning shears, clippers to do the job for you. And do be careful that you don't cut any leaves off when you're cutting off the peppers.
Have to get a Jimmy Nardello or two. I just harvested most of the Jimmy Nardellos yesterday. They were much bigger than this and red, but I like a few that are still green and small. They have a different flavor that I enjoy.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to grab a few of these. Sugar Rush Peach. That's looking like one yummy harvest so far. All right, what's next? Got the chives, the purple tree kale, have my assortment of peppers. Oh, I need to go get green onions and another thing that is the protein component for our dish today. So now I'm at my herb bed with some newly planted herbs here, and I have green onions all over my property. Hundreds of Egyptian walking onion plants, not even exaggerating. There's probably close to 1,000. So I can get them anywhere, but I think I'm going to get them from here because these will just, of course, grow back and grow back and grow back again. And this way it will open up the area. As long as I keep them harvested, the other herbs here can grow to their heart's content. So with green onions, you just want to cut them at the base, and that way they'll sprout again very quickly and grow you more. And like so many other veggies, you can always pop any of your extras into the freezer, or you can do something I love to do, which is dehydrate them and then grind them into a powder and store them to use dried that way in stews and soups and such to add great onion flavor. Your own onion powder.
And my protein ingredient. Gonna gather me some eggs. Got several in here. Of course, I'm not going to use all of these eggs in my stir fry. I usually use 4 or maybe 5.
Well, that looks like a great stir fry harvest, so let's head on into the house and start cooking.
That looks pretty delicious, if I do say so myself. It is pretty hard to mess up. Stir fry. So now I'm going to sit down and enjoy this lovely little dinner.
So obviously I did the harvesting this morning when it was still sunny, and then I did the cooking this afternoon after a full day of chauffeuring my college kids around and such. Now, I would have added some carrot to the stir fry because I always think that looks nice to have the grated curls of carrot on top. But I was late in planting my carrots this year, so that's going to have to wait until another couple of months. Of course, I could have used some from the store. I just didn't happen to have any on hand. This, though, this tastes delicious with or without the carrot. That's what I like about stir fry. You can really do whatever you want with it. Work with what you've got. Now, maybe you can go cook something either from things you've grown in your own garden or from veggies and fruits that you get at the store or at the farmer's market. In any case, it will taste delicious and be nutritious, and that's what counts. Now I'm thinking about what I'm going to bake tonight for dessert with all the apples I've been harvesting off my trees lately.